welcome back. Um, so my phone is actually like my phone to see the chat is actually at 65%. Honestly, I should have done something about that, but you know what I mean. Sometimes stuff like that happens. I hope y'all can see what I am doing. Okay, y'all can. Um, Here I'll start putting on the chat the book we are gonna read today. Feel free to chat with me or amongst yourselves. Before then, hello, it's me, Bunny Rabbit Lives, once again. The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. There we go. So, guys, I hope that we can have a great time. There we go. Oh, okay. Just doing that. Dropped the battery of that phone to 63%. Crazy. For real. And I'm trying to be quiet right now. Or like as quiet as possible while y'all can still hear me. And also, hi SCP Nick. What's your favorite NCP actually? SCP, my bad. Are those like the little kind of like what's that thing that if you take a picture of it it'll chase you down? Do you know what I'm talking about? 999. Can you tell me what it is? Cause I used to like be into that, but I haven't seen it a lot in a while. Number 999. Cause mine is the unicorns in a box. The blob. What's the story behind this blob? Orange blob? So what does the orange blob do? Cause mine, I don't know the number of mine, but mine is the unicorns in a box. And that one is like basically I think I remember it being about a box made out of paper and little unicorns would come out of it. Not unicorns, dragons would come out of it, right? Little paper dragons and they would fly all around or whatever and talk about distant lands or whatever, right? And then eventually I think the unicorns stopped coming because they lost like hope of whimsy and stuff or whatever. It's been so long that I looked into this, so I could be wrong. Hello, Adam Bomband. How are you doing? Yeah, it makes me cry when I look at the video every now and again. Hello, Sebastian. How are you doing? Is that a reference to that one anime or is it not? Because I had a friend who loved that anime back in the day. She betrayed me, but it's okay. We don't talk about that. We talk about Sebastian. All right, guys. My chat crashed. Okay, I can see what y'all are saying now. Damn, your vid is getting pretty popular. Oh, thank you guys. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not already, or if you like what you see. I love anime too, but I'm not anime. But I still love that anime. Yeah, no, I get you. Just like me. I love bunnies, but I'm not an actual bunny girl. I used to watch anime. Um, I used to watch Chugochara, um, Inuyasha. Um, what else did I watch? I used to watch. Um, what else was that? I don't remember many of the anime. I think it was this one about this girl with red glasses who would fight spirits and would like to read. Like she liked to read. Hold on, let me see what this says. Mm, I watched One Piece and Hunter x Hunter. Mm, okay. Oh, I tried watching Hunter x Hunter actually, but it's so long. I was not able to get very far in it. You know what I mean? I hope y'all can hear me, by the way. If I am cutting off, let me know. You can. That's great. And then One Piece as well is actually pretty long. So I was like, oh my god, I can't finish it. I watched like I would say the first season. Oh, I'm trying to be quiet. I'm trying to be really quiet, guys. Nice, thank you. But I really like Totally Bound Hanako-kun and My Hero Academia. I used to be into that, and then I graduated and I stopped watching anime. But my boyfriend loves it, so I watch it through him. He likes isekai stuff. Me, I stick to like movies. I like animated movies and like um I also like live action movies. Actually, did I already talk to y'all about Good Boy? The movie with the duck toller? That one's very artsy. It's a very artsy, scary movie. I really enjoyed it though. It was very unique for that kind of movie. And yeah, duck tollers are actually amazing. Do you know that duck tollers scream? So when they added the scream into the edit of the movie, I was like, dang, they know what they're doing. But yeah, and it wasn't very scary. So if y'all want to watch the movie, feel free to do so. I am not sponsored, by the way. I am just a small VTuber. Eh. But also, my favorite horror movie, Ready or Not, it's getting a sequel, and I'm like, why are y'all doing this? No, no. Oh God, that's my baby. Sorry, guys. She fell asleep. It's 8. Oh, actually, it's a he. His name is Elijah. That's a Tamagotchi. Yep. But technically, also I just got I'm in a no buying ban. I just finished like Read Zero Starting Life in Another World, the game. I haven't seen the anime, but it introduces it up to the point where they rescue somebody. I'll leave it at that because I don't want to. If y'all don't like spoilers, I'm not spoiling y'all. But me, personally, spoil me all y'all want. I love spoilers. But yeah, welcome back, SCP Nick. Do you want me to call you SCP or Nick? Or SCP Nick? Because, I think either Nick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, like, Nick might sound better. um, I will be starting to read in a few more minutes. But yeah, I was talking about like movies and stuff like that. Did I tell y'all about how I was really protective of my fries one time while I was visiting my nieces because it was really windy and my fries flew away and a squirrel ate them. It was a big squirrel. It was a giant one. She did not need those fries. I'm telling y'all. I was so upset too. My mom and my sister had to give me some of their fries. They felt bad for me. I know. Big sad. Cry. But I would never feed a squirrel purposely any fries. Not on purpose. Oh, I will fight this wind. Curse you, wind. How dare you? But, yeah. I will now be starting to read. And, hopefully I can read 2 chapters today. But it depends on how much my voice can handle. Because whispering kind of has like my voice becoming a little strained from time to time. But yeah, um technically I should be able to read the one, but I will be reading more. So anyways, guys, if y'all have any questions about the book we are gonna read, the pinned comment has all the answers. And feel free to chat amongst each other and or leave any comments that y'all would like me to see while I read, because we can chat after I finish reading the chapter as well. So yeah. Or like feel free to share with anyone who's trying to go to bed early or anything like that. I do try to make these to help y'all relax and calm down and even like entertain at the same time. So yeah. The sentinels saw them coming a little before sunset. Oh, wait, I started right away. Wait, let me count. One, two, three, and we will be starting chapter 9. The sentinels saw them coming a little before sunset. When the sea was flat and blinding, the sentinels were pacing the second tallest of the many awry towers that sprouted up from the castle and made it resemble one of those odd trees that grow with their roots in the air. From where they stood, the 2 men could survey the entire valley of Hagsgate, as far as the town and the sharp hills beyond, as well as the road that ran from the rim of the valley to the great, though sagging, front gate of King Haggard's castle. "A man and 2 women," said the first sentinel. He hurried to the far side of the tower, a somewhat startling motion, since the tower tilted so that half the sentinel's sky was sea. The castle sat on the edge of a cliff, which dropped like a knife blade to a thin yellow shore, frayed bare over green and black rocks. Soft, baggy birds squatted on the rocks, snickering. "Setto, setto!" The second man followed his comrade across the tower at an easier pace. He said, "A man and a woman. The third one in the cloak. I'm not certain of the third." Both men were clad in homemade mail, rings, bottle caps, and links of chain sewn onto half-cured hides, and their faces were invisible behind rusted visors. But the second sentinel's voice and gait alike marked him as the elder. "The one in the black cloak," he said again. not be too sure of the one too soon. But the first sentinel leaned out into the orange glare of the tipped up sea, scraping a few studs loose from his poor armor on the parapet. "It is a woman," he declared. "I would doubt my own sex before hers." "And well you may," the other observed sardonically, "since you do nothing that becomes a man but ride a straddle. I warn you again, be slow to call that third male or female. Wait a little, and see what you see." The first sentinel answered him without turning. "If I had grown up, never dreaming that there were two separate secrets to the world, if I had taken every woman I met to be exactly like myself, still, I would know that this creature was different from anything I had ever seen before. I have always been sorry that I have never pleased you, but now, when I look at her, I am sorry that I have never pleased myself. Oh, I am sorry." "Hi, Jazz!" He bent still further over the wall, straining his eyes toward the three slow figures on the road. A chuckle clattered behind his visor. "The other woman looks sore-footed and bad-tempered," he reported. "The man appears an amiable sort, though plainly of the strolling life. Minstrel, like enough, or a player." He said nothing more for a long while, watching them draw near. "And the third?" the older man inquired presently. "You, your sundown fancy with the interesting hair? Have you outworn her in a quarter of an hour? Already seen her closer and love dares?" His voice rustled in his helmet like small clawed feet. "I don't think I could ever see her closely," the sentinel replied. "However close she came." His own voice was hushed and regretful, echoing with lost chances. "She has a newness," he said. "Everything is for the first time. See how she moves, how she walks, how she turns her head. All for the first time. The first time anyone has ever done these things. See how she draws her breath and lets it go again, as though no one else in the world knew that air was good. It is all for her. If I learned that she had been born this very morning, I would only be surprised that she was so old." The second sentinel stared down from his tower at the three wanderers. The tall man saw him first, and next the dour woman. Their eyes reflected nothing but his armor, grim and cankered, and empty. But then the girl in the ruined black cloak raised her head, and he stepped back from the parapet, putting out one tin glove against her glance. In a moment she passed into the shadow of the castle with her companions, and he lowered his hand. "She may be mad," he said calmly. "No grown girl looks like that unless she's mad. That would be annoying, but far preferable to the remaining possibility." "Which is?" the younger man prompted after a silence. "Which is that she was indeed born this morning. I would rather that she were mad. Let us go down now." When the man and the woman reached the castle, the two sentries were standing on either side of the gate, their blunt bent halberds crossed and their falchions hitched round in front of them. The sun had gone down, and their absurd armor grew steadily more menacing as the sea faded. The travelers hesitated, looking at one another. They had no dark castle at their backs, and their eyes were not hidden. "Give your names," said the parched voice of the second sentinel. The tall man stepped a pace forward. "I am Schmandrick the magician," he said. "This is Molly Grew, my helper, and this is Lady Amalanthea." He stumbled over the name of the white girl, as though he had never before spoken it. "We seek audience with King Haggard," he continued. "We have come a long way to see him." The second sentinel waited for the first to speak, but the younger man was looking only at the Lady Amalanthea. "Hey, yo mama! Hey, thank you for stopping by." "I'm doing good. I'm actually in the middle of reading right now. But don't worry. As soon as I finish this chapter, we can all chat once again, okay? Cuz I'm already like halfway in it. Um let's see. "We seek audience with King Haggard," he continued. "We have come a long way to see him." The second sentinel waited for the first to speak, but the younger man was looking only at the Lady Amalanthea. Impatiently he said, "State your business with King Haggard." "I will," said the magician. "To Haggard himself. What kind of royal matter could it be that I might confide to doormen and porters? Take us to the king." "What kind of royal matter could a wandering wizard with a foolish tongue have to discuss with King Haggard?" the second sentinel asked somberly. But he turned and strode through the castle gate, and the king's visitors straggled after him. Last wandered the younger sentinel, his step grown as tender as that of the Lady Amalanthea, whose very movement he imitated unaware. She stayed a moment before the gate, looking out to sea, and the sentinel did the same. His former comrade called angrily to him, but the young sentry was on a different duty, answerable to a new captain for his derelictions. He entered at the gate only after the Lady Amalanthea had chosen to go in. Then he followed, singing to himself in a dreamy drone. "What is that is happening to me? What is it that is happening to me? I cannot tell whether to be glad or be afraid. What is it that is happening to me?" They crossed a cobbled courtyard where cold laundry groped their faces, and passed through a smaller door into a hall so vast that they could not see the walls or the ceiling in the darkness. Great stone pillars rushed up to them as they trudged across the hall, and then leaned away without ever really letting themselves be seen. Breath echoed in the huge place, and the footsteps of other, smaller creatures sounded just as clearly as their own. Molly Grew stayed quite close to Schmendrick. After the great hall, there came another door, and then a thin stair. There were few windows and no lights. The stair coiled tighter and tighter as it ascended, until it seemed that every step turned around on itself, and that the tower was closing on them, all like a sweaty fist. The darkness looked at them and touched them. It had a rainy, doggy smell. Something rumbled somewhere deep and near. The tower trembled like a ship run aground, and answered with a low stone wail. The three travelers cried out, scrambling to keep their feet on the shuddering stairs, but their guide pressed on without faltering or speaking. The younger man whispered earnestly to the Lady Amalanthea, "It's all right. Don't be afraid. It's just the bull." The sound was not repeated. The second sentinel halted abruptly, produced a key from a secret place, and jabbed it, apparently straight into the blank wall. A section of the wall swung inward, and the small procession filled into a low, narrow chamber with one window and a chair at the far end. There was nothing else. No other furnishings, no rug, no draperies, no tapestries. In the room were 5 people, the tall chair, and the mealy light of the rising new moon. "This is King Hagar's throne room," said the sentinel. Eh, yeah. Um, said the sentinel. The magician gripped him by his mailed elbow and turned him until they faced each other. "This is a cell. This is a tomb. No living king sits here. Take us to Haggard, if he is alive." "You must judge that for yourself," replied the scurrying voice of the sentinel. He unlaced his helmet and lifted it from his grey head. "I am King Haggard," he said. His eyes were the same color as the horns of the Red Bull. He was taller than Schmendrick, and though his face was bitterly lined, there was nothing fond or foolish in it. It was a pike's face, the jaws long and cold. "Hi, Ragatha! Hello, everyone! I'm still reading, but don't worry. We can soon chat, okay?" Cheeks hard. The lean neck alive with power. He might have been 70 years old, or 80 or more. The first sentinel came forward now with his own helmet under his arm. "Hey, guys! Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. I'm reading." "Hi!" For it was the first sentinel came forward now with his own helmet under his arm. Molly gaped when she saw his face, for it was the friendly, rumpled face of the young prince who had read a magazine while his princess tried to call a unicorn. King Haggard said, "This is Lur." "Hi," said Prince Lur. "Glad to meet you." His smile wriggled at their feet like a hopeful puppy, but his eyes, a deep shadowy blue behind stubby lashes, rested quietly on the eyes of the Lady Amelinthia. She looked back at him, silent as a jewel, seeing him no more truly than men see unicorns. But the prince felt strangely happy, happily certain that she had looked him round and through, and down into caverns that he had never known were there, where her glance echoed and sang. Prodigies began to awaken somewhere southwest of his 12th rib, and he himself, still mirroring the Lady Amelinthia, began to shine. "What's your concern with me?" Schmendrick the magician cleared his throat and bowed to the pale-eyed old man. "We seek to enter your service. Far and wide has the fabled court of King Haggard." "I need no servant." The king turned away, his face and body suddenly slack with indifference. Yet, "Hi, Riley! Hi, everyone! Hi, Clifton! Hey! Guys, oh my gosh, thank you so much for stopping by." Smerdrick sensed the curiosity lingering in the stone-colored skin and at the roots of the gray hair. He said cautiously, "But surely you keep some suit, some following. Simplicity is the richest adornment of a king, I grant you. But for such a king as Haggard, you are losing my interest." The rustling voice interrupted him again. "And that is very dangerous. In a moment I will have forgotten you quite entirely, and will never be able to remember just what I did with you. What I forget not only ceases to exist, but never really existed in the first place." As he said this, his eyes, like those of his son, turned to meet the Lady Amalanthia's eyes. My court, he continued, since you chose to call it that, consists of 4 men at arms. I would do without them if I could, for they cost more than they are worth, like everything else. But they take their turns as sentries and as cooks, and they give the appearance of an army from a distance. What other attendants should I need? But the pleasures of the court, the magician cried, the music, the talk, the women, and the fountains, the hunts, and the masquerades, and the masks, and the great feasts, are nothing to me, King Haggard said. I have known them all, and they have not made me happy. I will keep nothing near me that does not make me happy. Yeah, it has been a while. The Lady Amalanthia moved quietly past him to the window, and I looked out at the night sea. Schmendrick came about to catch the wind again, and declared, I understand you perfectly. How weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to you all the uses of this world. You are bored with bliss, satiated with sensation, jaded with June joys. It is a king's affliction, and therefore no one wants the services of a magician more than a king does. For only to a magician is the world forever fluid, infinitely mutable, and eternally new. Only he knows the secret of change. Only he knows truly that all things are crouched in eagerness to become something else, and it is from this universal tension that he draws his power. To a magician, March is May, snow is green, and grass is gray. This is that, or whatever you say. Get a magician today. He finished on one knee, with both arms flung wide. King Haggard stepped nervously away from him, muttering, Get up, get up! You make my heart hurt. Besides, I already have a royal magician. Schmendrick rose heavily to his feet, his face red and empty. You never said. What's his name? He's called Marbrook, King Haggard replied. I do not often speak of him. Even my men at arms do not know that he lives here in the castle. Marbrook is all that you have said a wizard should be, and much more that I doubt you dream of. He is known in his trade as the magician's magician. I can see no reason to replace him with some vargant, nameless, clownish. But I can, Schmendrick broke in desperately. I can think of one reason, utterly by you yourself not a minute since. This marvelous Marbrook does not make you happy. Over the king's fierce face there fell a slow shadow of disappointment and betrayal. For a breath he looked like a bewildered young man. Why, no, that's true, King Haggard murmured. Marbrook's magic has not delighted me for a long time. How long has it been? I wonder. He clapped his hands briskly, crying out, Marbrook! Marbrook! Appear, Marbrook! I am here, said a deep voice from a far corner of the room. An old man in a dark spangled gown and a pointed spangled hat was standing there, and no one could say surely that he had not been standing there in plain sight since they entered the throne room. His beard and brows were white, and the cast of his face was mild and wise, but his eyes were as hard as hailstones. What does your majesty wish of me? Marbrook, King Haggard said, this gentleman is of your fraternity. His name is Schmendrick. The old wizard's icy eyes widened slightly, and he peered at the shabby man. Why, so it is, he exclaimed in seeming pleasure. Schmendrick, my dear boy, how nice to see you. You won't remember me, but I was a dear, dear friend of your tutor. Dear old Nikos, he had such high hopes for you, the poor man. Well, well, this is a surprise. And are you really still in the profession? My, you're a determined fellow. I always say perseverance is 9/10 of any art. Not that it's much help to be 9/10 an artist, of course, but what can it be that brings you here? He has come to take your place. King Haggard's voice was flat and final. He is now my royal magician. Schmendrick's start of amazement was not lost on old Mabrook, though the wizard himself seemed little surprised by the king's decision. For a moment he obviously considered the worth of wrath, but instead he chose a tone of genial amusement. As your majesty wills it. Now and always, he purred. But perhaps your majesty might be interested in learning a bit of history of his new magician. I'm sure dear Schmendrick won't mind my mentioning that he is already something of a legend in the trade. Indeed, among adepts, he is best remembered as Nico's Folly. His charming and complete inability to master the simplest rune. His creative way with the most childish rhyme of theurgy? 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 Let alone. King Haggard made a thin motion with the edge of one hand, and Mabrook was suddenly silent. Prince Lur giggled. The king said, I do not need to be persuaded of his unfitness for the position. A single glance at him tells me that, as a glance makes it plain that you are one of the great wizards of the world. Mabrook swelled gently, fondling his glorious beard and wrinkling his benign brow. But that also is nothing to me, King Haggard went on. In the past, you have performed whatever miracle I required of you, and all it has done has been to spoil my taste for miracles. No task is too vast for your powers, and yet, when the wonder is achieved, nothing has changed. It must be that great power cannot give me whatever it is that I really want. A master magician has not made me happy. I will see what an incompetent one can do. You may go, Mabrook. He nodded his head to dismiss the old wizard. Oh my god. Why? Why were you banned? Uh, Marbrook's semblance of ability vanished like a spark on snow, and with the same sound his whole face became like his eyes. I am not packed off as easily as that, he said very softly. Not on a whim, even a king's whim, and not in favor of a fool. Beware, Haggard. Mabrook is no one to anger lightly. A wind began to rise in the dark chamber. It came as much from one place as another, through the window, through the half-open door, but his true source was the clenched figure of the wizard. The wind was cold and rank, a wet, hooty marsh wind, and it leaped, here and there, in the room, like a gleeful animal discovering the flimsiness of human beings. Molly Grew shrank against Schmendrick, who looked uncomfortable. Prince Lur fidgeted his sword in and out of his sheath. Even King Haggard gave back a step before the triumphant grin of old Mabrook. The walls of the room seemed to thaw and run away, and the wizard's starry gown became the huge howling night. Mabrook spoke no word himself, but the wind was beginning to make a wicked, grunting sound as it gained strength. In another moment it would become visible, burst into shape. Schmendrick opened his mouth, but if he were shouting a counterspell it could not be heard, and it did not work. In the darkness, Molly Grew saw the Lady Amelenthia turning far away, stretching out a hand on which the ring and middle fingers were of equal length. The strange place on her forehead was glowing as bright as a flower. Then the wind was gone, as though it had never been, and the stone walls were around them once more. The tall chamber as gay as soon as Mabrak's oh, as gay as noon after Mabrak's night. The wizard was crouched almost to the floor, staring at the Lady Amalanthea. His wise, benevolent face looked like a face of a drowned man, and his beard dripped thinly from his chin, like stagnant water. Prince Lur took him by the arm. Oh, I'm on chapter 9. Sorry. Let me see. Oh my god. Um, Come on, old man, he said, not unkindly. This way out, Granddad. I'll write you a reference. I am going, Maverick said, not from fear of you, you lump of stale dough, nor of your mad, ungrateful father, nor of your new magician. Much happiness may you have of him. His eyes met King Haggard's hungry eyes, and he laughed like a goat. Haggard, I would not be you for all the world, he declared. You have let your doom in by the front door, though it will not depart that way. I would explain myself more fully, but I am no longer in your service. That is a pity, for there will come a time when none but a master will be able to save you, and at that hour you will have Schmendrick to call upon. Farewell, poor Haggard, farewell. Still laughing, he disappeared, but his mirth dwelled forever in the corners of that chamber, like the smell of smoke or of old coal dust. Oh yeah, now I'm on chapter now I'm on chapter 9. I will share in my community post the playlist so that you're able to like catch up. Yeah, that way everyone can catch up. Well, said King Haggard in the grey moonlight. Well, he came slowly towards Medrick and Molly, his feet silent, his head weaving almost playfully. Stand still, he commanded when they moved. I want to see your faces. His breath rasped like a knife on a grindstone as he peered from one of them to the other. Closer, he grumbled, squinting through the dark. Come closer. Closer, I want to see you. Oh, damn. Light a light, then. Oh, light a light, then, said Molly Grew. The calmness of her own voice frightened her more than the fury of the old wizard had. Is it easy to be brave for her sake? Oh, bruh. It is easy to be brave for her sake, she thought. But if I begin being brave on my own account, where will it end? I never light lights, the king replied. What is the good of a light? He turned from them, muttering to himself. One face is almost guileless, almost foolish, but not quite foolish enough. The other is a face like my face, and that must mean danger. Yet I saw all that at the gate. Why did I let them enter then? Mabrook was right. I have grown old and daft and easy. Still, I see only Haggard when I look in their eyes. Prince Lur stirred nervously as the king paced across the throne room toward the Lady Amalanthea. She was again gazing out of the window, and King Haggard had drawn very near before she wheeled swiftly, lowering her head in a curious manner. I will not touch you, he said, and she stood still. Why do you linger at the window? He demanded. What are you looking at? I'm looking at the sea, said the Lady Amalanthea. Her voice was low and tremorous, not with fear, but with life, as a new butterfly shivers in the sun. Ah, said the king, yes, the sea is always good. There is nothing I can look for at... What? There is nothing that I can look at for very long, except the sea. Yet he stared at the Lady Amalanthia's face for a long time, his own face giving back none of her light, as Prince Lur had, but taking it in and keeping it somewhere. His breath was as musty as the wizard's wind, but the Lady Amalynthia never moved. Suddenly he shouted, "What is the matter with your eyes? They are full of green leaves, crowded with trees and streams and small animals. Where am I? Why can I not see myself in your eyes?" The Lady Amalynthia did not answer him. King Haggard swung around to face Schmendrick and Molly. His scimitar, his scimitar smile laid its cold edge along their throats. "Who is she?" he demanded. Schmendrick coughed several times. "The Lady Amalynthia is my niece," he offered. "I am her only living relative, and so her guardian. No doubt the state of her attire puzzles you, but it is easily explained. On our journey we were attacked by bandits and robbed of all our—" "What nonsense are you jabbering? What about her attire?" The king turned again to regard the white girl, and Schmendrick suddenly understood that neither King Haggard nor his son had noticed that she was naked under the rags of his cloak. The Lady Amalynthia held herself so gracefully that she made that shreds and tatters seem the only fitting dress for a princess. And besides, she did not know that she was naked. It was the armored king who seemed to bear before her. King Haggard said, "What she wears, what may have befallen you, what you all are to one another, these things are fortunately no concern of mine. In such matters you may lie to me as much as you dare. I want to know who she is. I want to know how she broke Mabrick's magic without saying a word. I want to know why there are green leaves and fox cubs in her eyes. Speak quickly and avoid the temptation to lie, especially about the green leaves. Answer me." Schmendrick did not reply quickly. He made a few small sounds of an earnest nature, but not a sensible word was among them. Molly Grew gathered her courage to answer, even though she suspected that it was impossible to speak the truth to King Haggard. Something in his winter presence blighted all words, tangled meanings, and bent honest intentions into shapes as tormented as the towers of his castle. Still she would have spoken, but another voice was heard in the gloomy chamber, the light, kind, silly voice of the young Prince Lur. "Father, what difference does it make? She's here now." King Haggard sighed. It was not a gentle sound, but low and scraping, not a sound of surrender, but the rumbling meditation of a tiger taught to spring. "Of course you're right," he said. "She's here. They're all here. And whether they mean my doom or not, I will look at them for a while. A pleasant air of disaster attends them. Perhaps that is what I want." To Schmendrick he said curtly, "As my magician you will entertain me when I wish to be entertained, in manners variously profound and frivolous. You will be expected to know when you are required and in what guise, for I cannot be forever identifying my moods and desires for your benefit. You will receive no wages, since that is certainly not what you came here for. As for your drab, your assistant, whatever you choose to call her, she will serve me also if she wishes to remain in my castle. From this evening she is cook and maidservant together, scrubwoman, and scullery maid as well." He paused, seemingly waiting for Molly to protest, but she only nodded. The moon had moved away from the window, but Prince Lur could see that the dark room was no darker for that. The cool brightness of the Lady Amalynthia grew more slowly than had Marbrick's wind. But the prince understood quite well that it was far more dangerous. He wanted to write poems by that light, and he had never wanted to write poems before. "You may come and go as you please," said King Haggard to the Lady Amalynthia. It may have been foolish of me to admit you, but I am not so foolish as to forbid you this door or that. My secrets guard themselves. Will yours do the same? What are you looking at? I am looking at the sea, Lady Melinthia replied again. Yes, the sea is always good, said the king. We will look at it together one day. He walked slowly to the door. It will be curious, he said, to have a creature in the castle whose presence causes Lur to call me father, for the first time since he was 5 years old. "6," said Prince Lur. I was 6. 5 or 6, said the king. It had stopped making me happy for long before, and it does not make me happy now. Nothing has yet changed because she is here. He was gone almost as silently as Marburg, and they heard his tin boots ticking on the stairs. Molly Grew went softly to the Lady Amelinthia and stood by her at the window. What is it? She asked. What do you see? Schmerdrick leaned on the throne, regarding Prince Lur with his long green eyes. Away in the valley of Hagsgate, the cold roar sounded again. I'll find quarters for you, said Prince Lur. Are you hungry? I will get you something to eat. I know where there is some cloth, fine satin. You could make a dress. No one answered him. The heavy knight swallowed his words, and it seemed to him that the Lady Amelinthia neither heard nor saw him. She did not move, and yet he was certain that she was going away from him, as he stood there, like the moon. Let me help you, Prince Lur said. What can I do for you? Let me help you. Alright, guys. That was chapter 9. Oh my god. Oh, are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that the prince likes, what's it called? I'm thinking that the prince likes Amelinthia, which is the unicorn, which is crazy. Like, that's wild. For real. Let me see what I missed while I was reading. Hello, Sue Ann. Thank you for stopping by. And hello, Clifton. Thank you for stopping by. And Riley Adams, you're good. It's been a while. Yeah, it has been a while. I will be sharing the playlist on my community so that y'all can all catch up to this chapter in your own time. But remember, I always chat like a few minutes before I start reading and also a few minutes after I finish reading. I am in chapter 9. What was? Next, I'm gonna be in chapter 10. That's gonna be next time I stream, which it will be tomorrow. Hello, Mario Party! Oh my gosh! Hey! Thank you for making it! Hello, Jack! I am Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah. Actually, I don't know. I don't think he's my type, but yeah. Oh, she's reading. Yeah, I was reading Mario, but it's okay. It's okay. I have finished that chapter. And the music, oh no. No. That's ooh. Okay. Hello, your mama. Mario, she is so sweet. I'm playing ambience music in the background while I cook. Oh, thank you. I'm doing my best. Oh, and before you were on 7. Yeah, I was on 7. Okay. Oh, okay. It's okay, Riley. Don't worry. I don't force anyone to stay through to my streams, but yes. Guys, oh my gosh. King Haggard almost found out that she wasn't human. Oh my gosh. Also, guys, don't forget to stay hydrated. Drink your tea, drink your juice, your water. Woo. I drank like half of that. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. thank you so much for stopping by, Riley. And also, feel free to come tomorrow. I will be streaming at the same time, guys. At 8 p.m. CST, 9 p.m. EST, and I think 6 p.m. PST. All right, no worries, Riley. I understand. I understand that it gets pretty late, guys. Um, what time is it actually? 8:49. It's almost like an hour, right? Me, I am not. I am not leaving. We could chat a little more if y'all would like. How has your day been, yo mama? I've been good. I completed ReZero Starting Life in Another World, The Prophecy of the Throne, which it was a game. What about me? JPT. Bunny Rabbit Lips. Oh my goodness. Wait. JPT? Oh, is that like a time zone? I I don't know about JPT, but I will look it up. If it is what's it called? If it's a time zone, I'll look it up and I'll add it to the thing, I guess. Because I really don't know, but my voice is like cooked for now, I think. You know, since I started like whispering more, actually, I think I'm talking a little louder now. You know how since I've been whispering more, um, I'm trying to be quiet for my neighbors. So that's why I've been whispering more often because I don't want any issues, and also like I've been a little petty recently with them, but I stopped. I'm trying to get better. um, tried tired. I did a breakdown of a cornhole tournament. It's Japan time zone. You don't have to. Actually, I don't have any Japan time zone like on the thing yet. I try to do Indonesian time because a lot of my um a lot of my past viewers were from there. Um, what's a cornhole tournament? I help monitor a lot of Japanese YouTubers who are English and they always put a JPT. Oh, I am I am I am in the what's it called? Wait, IHOP? Oh, you monitor Japanese YouTubers. Oh, me like see since most of the people who watch me are in the USA, I try to put the most popular times of the US, but in the past I used to put Indonesian time as well cuz like I said it was Indonesian and then it was like I think Brazilian and then what else? I had a lot of people from different places watching me, just not in Japan a lot. I did have some Japan watchers, but I can't do every time zone like I feel like that would add to my workload. Yes, I help out a lot of people out there, but soon you be really big. You deserve it. Okay? We'll see you tomorrow or the next day. Yeah. Yeah, y'all will see me tomorrow at the same time. Um, see, I was supposed to not stream on Monday, but I thought I was off on Monday. So I streamed on Monday anyways. Oh, I should have gone to work, but it be like that sometimes, guys. You know, I told y'all. I told y'all over that, okay? But yeah, if um if I can. Oh, what is going on here? All right. All right. You want me to do the outro then? All right. I will do the outro in a few more minutes. Okay? how about how about I tell y'all that I have a special plan for y'all. Once we hit 400, I will start like, posting a special 400 viewers, subscribers, 400 subscribers video. You guys know how I love to do that. I love to do like celebration videos for y'all with specific like little meanings or thoughts that I have and that I would love to share with y'all. And I'm really excited for that, and I'm really excited to get to know more of y'all and to keep streaming for all of y'all. And I really enjoyed chatting with everyone and reading for everyone. And as soon as we finish this book, I will do like a completely just chatting live stream, just Q&A as well for y'all. I will as a celebration as well of finishing each book, I will have one of those, right? And then or I will have first like a Q&A and then like a just chatting just for y'all as a celebration after we finish a book. And yeah, I'm really excited and I hope that y'all are too. And I can't wait. Yay! All right. I will now be telling y'all my outro. All right. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. Have a great day or night, and bye! Bye-bye! Bye, everybody!